Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? It is Cheese and Trees here, and we are back on YouTube for the first time in a while, and we are back with Icarus. It is the first time I've posted Icarus on this channel. I've really been enjoying this game lately, and I decided, it has actually motivated me to start creating content again. So I decided we'll go for it. We'll go for it with Icarus, and we're going to start with this video. Before we get into the talent tree and all that, I just wanted to really quickly start with this game and why I like it so much. I really feel like the developers have done a good job of keeping up with the hotfixes, the updates. I feel like the hotfixes and the updates have been very constant and very needed in a game where it wasn't really ready for launch. So the game received a lot of backlash for that. It had tons of bugs and still has a few bugs, but the developers have done a really good job of responding to the community and to the negative aspects of the game at launch, and really put some work into it and made it a very good game in what's been 3 weeks so far. So many things have been updated. I think they put out a hotfix or an update out for at least like the first 5 days after it was launched, just fixing things that was wrong with it. So I really commend the developers for that. Sorry, I'm rambling on. Let's get back into the talent tree. And before we actually get into the talent tree, really quick, I just want to mention the website I'm using, icarusbuilds.app. It is an excellent website to use for anything Icarus. It is a community-based website. The developers are in no way, shape, or form involved with this website. However, it is a very excellent tool to use for Icarus. Really quickly, I'll show you. It has an interactive map. I'm sure a lot of you know this already, but it has the entire Icarus map right here, all the caves, and how much ore you should be finding in those caves. And then the part we're going to be focusing on today is the talent tree. And they also have the tech tree. They have the planetary one where you can select all your stuff up to level 40, because that's where you stop collecting talents. You still get blueprint points after level 40, but they capped it at level 40 on here because that's where you stop getting talents, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So in this video, I want to cover talent builds for every character you can imagine trying to build on Icarus. I want to have one for solo characters, I want to have team-based talent builds, and I want to have one for Outpost if you want to have a character strictly for Outpost, if you don't like the session-based gameplay and you just want to go to the Outpost and have a more relaxed experience and have a character for that. I want to talk about that as well. Okay, so before I get into different character builds, I do want to go over the entire talent tree and the key talents that I'm going to be building my characters around. So first off, I'm going to start with the resources, and the dense packing, I really try and get that in all my characters, at least this first tier. It has 2 tiers here, and just increases your weight capacity. That will be beneficial to any character in Icarus. A couple other talents I want to note in here are the Metal Miner and the Unburdened. This one does take 4 of your talents but if you have the talents to spend on it, it is extremely beneficial, especially in a group. The weight of your ores will be cut by 25% if you put 4 talents into that, which is insane, because if you get this weight capacity one and then you get these ores cut by 25% in weight, you can carry so much ore, it's ridiculous. It'll be super, super good. So that's something to consider. Metal miner increases yield from metal deposits. It says metal deposits, and I feel like titanium, platinum, aluminum, those are all metals, but it says iron ore right there. So I guess it just increases the yield in iron, but it's still very good because iron is used in iron and steel, and if you like flint arrows, you need it for flint arrows too. I feel like iron is a very important resource, so that one would be an extremely good one to get as well. Down here, all the way down here, chance to mine a deposit in one hit. It's a 1% chance, but when you're mining all those stones, all those ores, it happens more often than you would realize. So that if you can put the talent points in to get all the way down here, I would highly recommend that. Really quickly, also, I do want to explain the talent tree and how it works with the tiers if you don't know. So there are different tiers in the talent tree, and it takes 4 talents to upgrade your tier, each tier. So right here is tier 1. We're in tier 1, so we can only, I'm sorry, this is tier 1. This is until tier 2. So this is tier 2 right here. So we're in tier 1, so I have to put 4 talent points in to be able to unlock these tier 2 things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now these I can't unlock still because I didn't get these talents. It's still connected by the tree if you don't understand how talent trees work. But here I can get all the, or not this one, this one's tier 1, but I can get all these now. And then if I put 4 more points in, 1, 2, 3, 4, then I can get these. You understand. So I do want to show you really quickly that this one right here is glitched, and there are a couple of them on this website. This website isn't perfect, but is a very good resource. But that's why I wanted to show you how the tiers work, because this one is glitched. It lets you get like select this one before you reach the 3rd tier right here, when in game that's not actually possible. So that's why I wanted to explain the tier system and the tree system to you. So once you get 8 talent points in anywhere you have them, you're at this tier. Now you can get this one. Okay, so anyway, back to the actual tree. Are there any? Okay, I think that was it for this one. A lot of people like to get wood breakdown. I'm not super into this one myself, but it does seem like it would be useful in biomes other than the forest. So I play a lot in the forest, but I feel like the wood breakdown would be another one to consider, turning wood into sticks, because you use sticks for tree sap and a lot of things in this game. And it's easier to get wood than sticks most of the time. So those are the ones in the resources section of survival. Exploration, I always go for the health and the movement speed. In teams, good ones to get are field medic. If you get this one, you might as well get the and some for me. So right here, gives revived players more health. So if someone goes down and you have to revive them, it gives them more health. And then reviving a player regenerates your health as well. So if you revive someone, you also regenerate your health. So chances are, if someone in your team goes down, you're all probably hurt. So it's very nice to get that one as well. If you decide to get that one, that's a very team-based thing to get. Other than that, that's about all I wanted to talk about the exploration. Hunting, I like to try it. There's 2 tiers of this stamina one. I like to try and get both of them if I can. Another thing I wanted to point out with the hunting tree is there's a fine butcher 1, which is meat yield, and then there's a fine butcher 2. This one already gives you 25% for 1 point, and then if you go all the way down to this one, you have to spend 2 more points to get another 25%. So I feel like this one is not worth it. And same with this bone skinning one, or bone yield one, bone collector. There's 15% here, and then if you want more, you have to spend 2 more points to get another 15%. So I would suggest just sticking with this one up here. Another thing I want to show on the hunting tree. The hunting tree is very cool. I like this one. Leather breakdown unlocks the ability to turn leather into rope, which would be very good in biomes other than the forest, where fibers are scarce, and that allows you to do that on your person. You can do that at I'm pretty sure it's a textiles bench. You can do it at the textiles bench. However, you would need the textiles bench to be able to do it. So being able to do that on your person with leather is very convenient. Another thing I want to point out is health bars. I personally don't use this one, but it is a very nice talent. You can see the creature's alert level and health, and so the thing is this one these 3 right here highlight animals. This one's small, medium, and large animals, and it highlights them. But I feel like if you have health bars, you would never need these. There's no reason to dump 3 points after you get this, because you can see the alert level of the creature and you can see the health of the creature. You might not be able to see what the creature is, but you'll be able to tell that there's a creature there through a wall or anywhere close by to you. So that one, if you're having trouble with awareness or animals sneaking up on you like wolves or bears or something, that one would be good. And the last thing on this tree that I wanted to talk about was the armor sets. So there's the ghillie armor and the polar bear armor, and you will not be able to, where is it? So these armor sets, I'm not gonna go down. The ghillie armor and the polar bear armor, you cannot unlock these armor sets without unlocking these talents right here. This hunting tree is also cool because tiers don't matter. See, nothing is like higher than tier 1. Nothing is tier 2 at all. You just need level 20 to get this, because you need level 20 for polar bear armor. Alright, so next we'll move on to the cooking and farming. And the only thing I really want to talk about is this. This is probably my favorite talent in the game, and it's a little bit rough because you have to spend 12 talents just to get this one as the 13th one in the cooking one, because a lot of these other ones aren't the best. They're nice to have, but they're not the best talents. So I do something like this. But anyway, So anyway, I didn't even talk about what this does. It gives you an extra active food buff, 1 extra space in your stomach. So if you don't know, you can have 3 active food buffs. The food in Icarus gives you buff like stamina, health, melee damage, experience gained, stuff like that. And so this one gives you an extra space in your stomach. You can have 3, and if you have this talent, then it gives you the ability to have a 4th one, which is extremely, extremely good. 1, when you're solo, and 2, when you have like tier 2, tier 3 foods. It's incredible. You can get so much stamina. I have one solo character that has this, and I can run seemingly forever. I love it. Anyway, I digress. Construction, I'm not going to talk very much about. I don't really have anything to say about this one other than it has the repair bench and the water bomb, which I believe neither of these are in the game yet. So I would assume the water bomb would put out fires, but the repair bench, my guess, does it? I don't think it says on here either. Is it tier 2 or tier 3? It just says coming soon. Okay, so I'm assuming that gives you the ability to repair weapons and items that you bring with you from the dropship, like the ones that you get from the workshop. That's the only thing I can think of. Either that, or it gives you the ability to repair anything without using, like, repair your platinum pickaxe without using the platinum ingot. That's the only other thing I can think of. But I feel like it's the first thing that I said. I feel like it gives you the ability to repair your things from the workshop so you can continue to use them on Icarus in your prospect. But other than that, I don't see the need to go down this tree. Right now, there is no need, in my opinion. Unless you're in a 4-man team or more, like 4+ team, then you might want to go down this tree. But I'll explain that later when I'm showing the team-based builds. Tools. This I would really only use if you were in a team or if you were an outpost character. So I'm not going to go into that right now. And building. I feel the same way about this. I feel like this is outpost and team-based character stuff only. So I will get into that later. I will say right now that I don't feel like any of these are worth the points. Except possibly an outpost for this one, but I still don't see how that would help that much. Combat. Okay. Bows. This is my favorite tree. So if I talk about this one for a long time, that's 1, because it's my favorite tree, and 2, because it has so many unique talents. So I'll try not to talk too much about it now, because I'll probably talk a lot about it later when I get into the builds. But bows, the key talents that I want you to focus on are this one. It's a homing instinct. It gives you the chance, or not the chance. Wait, is it a chance? It says chance, but I'm pretty sure it every single time just says fired arrows will lock on to targets, but up there it says chance for arrows to find targets more easily. So I think this locks onto your target every time. I actually don't use this one because I feel like my aim is pretty good, and I used this one in the beta, and I don't know if it's because my aim was bad, because I've gotten a lot better since the beta, like a lot better. But I found that when I was shooting at animals from behind, it would like not do criticals. But when I shoot animals from behind right now, I'm doing criticals. So I didn't want to get this just in case it was affecting that. But I really think this is an excellent talent, especially if you're struggling with aim. But either way, even if you're not struggling with aim, this is an excellent talent. Another one, chance to fire 2 arrows. If you put both talents into this, you get a 15% chance to fire 2 arrows. And then soft spot 1 and soft spot 2 both do critical damage on these. I do want to note that this one is 2 and 5 for the 1 and 2 tiers, and this one is 5 and 10. So if you only have 3 talents left to put into these, I would put 1 into this one and then 2 into this one, so you get that 10%. And then you get an extra 2% on top of that, whereas if you did this, you would get 5% and then another 5%. You'd only get 10%. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Over here, these increase arrow damage. These, okay, I don't want to get too much into it. So those are the most important ones to me. They're ones that make bows cheaper to craft and chance to craft an extra arrow, or 10% chance to craft an extra arrow. Moving on, spears. I personally don't use spears. I went down the bow tree, as you guys know, but I do want to talk about, could go all day. I think it's, yep, this one. This one is unique to spears, I believe. Increased stamina regeneration when the spear's equipped. It's usually increased movement speed, which I don't know if, yeah, they have the, oh no, that's while aiming. I don't know if they have increased movement speed while holding the spear, but they have increased stamina regeneration, which is interesting. So that one is unique to spears, I believe, which is nice. This one too is really nice, the spear parry. What's interesting to me is you already get 15% with the one, and then you only get 20%. You only get an extra 5% with the second talent. So I personally would only put 1 talent into this probably, but it seems like a pretty useful talent, because I mean, unless you're throwing all your spears and killing everything before they get to you, you're gonna want the melee resistance. Moving on to blades. Right there, stay right there. 10% chance to immobilize on knife hit. That's 1 in every 10 times you stab someone, and the knives are pretty fast. You can stab animals pretty fast. But yeah, if you get, it's a 10% chance to immobilize on a critical hit with a knife, which is pretty crazy. And this one, chance to instantly kill non-boss with a thrown knife, that's pretty nice too. So if you go down the knife tree, knives can be pretty good. I just didn't personally go down it. I'm a bowsman, so, but, and then if you throw your knives, they'll be highlighted. Obviously, if you go all the way down to here, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, you need this one to even get to this one. So, and there's also throw distance and stuff like that. So it's range damage. So yeah, blades could be pretty good. It's just the reason I didn't go with blades and spears is because I thought throwing them would be expensive. I didn't think my aim would be very good. I guess if I practiced, it'd probably be better, but yeah, I thought it would be more expensive than doing bows and arrows, but I'm not hating anyone who goes down spears and blades. They're definitely good trees to go down. And firearms. What I wanted to go over with the firearms tree is how many shots did you count. This gives you, if you put both into it, it gives you a 10% chance to not even consume the ammo. And when this happens, you don't even have to reload. Like, it doesn't, you just shoot and then you can just shoot again. You don't even have to reload. It's crazy. So you get a 10% chance for that. And then just putting one talent into this one gives you a 30% chance that your gun repairs itself instead of breaks on the breaking shot, which is very nice. And then you got critical damage and all that kind of stuff. This tree is very good as long as you actually get to the firearms. The only problem I see with this tree is that there are two problems with this tree. One, you need 12 points just to get down to tier 4. So to get to any one of these three, you already have to have 12 points into the tree. And then if you want all of these, that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 18 points you need to dump in this tree to get these three. But if you have them, you probably won't die unless you're not to tier 3 yet, because you won't even have guns until you're to tier 3 in your prospect. So those are the two downsides to this firearms tree right here, is the fact that you have to put a lot of points in before you even get to these 3 awesome perks or talents. And then half the time in the prospect you won't even have guns. But these are very nice if you like boss fights and stuff and you're going to do boss fight prospects a lot. This would be very good to invest in. Alright, last tree, the solo tree, and then we'll look over the builds, I promise. In the solo tree, I just want to go over really quick. I don't want to go over one thing because I'm going to go over it later when I go over the builds. But basically, the deeper you go down the solo tree, the more well-rounded your solo character is going to be. By the way, this solo tree is obviously it's solo. If you're playing with people, none of these talents will work if there are other people on your prospect with you. So make sure you have a solo character if you're gonna get these. I mean, unless you're gonna get like 1 or 2 like health or stamina, but I still wouldn't suggest it, because then you still wouldn't have those when your friends are on. So yeah, make sure you go down this tree when you're solo. But basically, the deeper you go down this solo tree, the more well-rounded your character is going to be. But also, the deeper you go down it, the less you'll be able to specialize, because the less points you'll have. Alright, so I think we're finally ready to get into the actual builds. Alright guys, I'm going to start with solo really quick, and then we'll move on to team, and then lastly we will go to outpost character. So I have 2 solo builds that I want to show you. The first one right here is actually how I built my solo character. So I got the health, the stamina, the base stamina, the movement speed, the stamina regeneration, and the health regeneration. I got both tiers on all of those. And then for survival resources, I got dense packing, all 3 of those, and then I got the exotics weight in here. Basically, I got these just so I could get down to here. I got this one because you need this one to get down to here, and I promise I promise this is how I built it. You don't need either one of these to go down to this one, which is very ironic because in hunting, you need this one. You can have this one, but you need this one to go down to this one. And I feel like that doesn't make any sense to me, but that's how it works. That's actually how it works. So anyway, back to resources, back to the solo build. I have it built like this. I only have one in Metal Miner because I was struggling for points, but I decided that that was okay because it gave me 10%, and then I would have needed to put 2 more points in for an additional 10%. It would be 20%. So I was fine with just putting the 1 in. I didn't end up getting the unburdened because I went more for a fighting, like a fighting build, like a hunting build. So, I do want to point out that I didn't get the stamina and all these over here because I got them in the solo. But then to cooking and farming, like I said, I got down to this one. I got these, got one of each of these, and then got down to this one. Super good for tier 3 foods, like overpowered, but you got to get to tier 3 foods. Nothing in construction and combat. I went bows, 15. I got 1 in the movement speed. I would have rather had 2 to get the 8%, but I got 1 for the 5. I got all 3 points and both of the damage increases up to 10%. I got the trained bowsmith to get the increased durability to get down to these. That's the main reason I got this one, but it's really nice to have because I don't have cheaper bow crafting and I don't have chance to craft double, so and I don't have reduced bow durability loss, so it's really nice to have at least something that makes my bow a little bit better. Because otherwise it would break very quickly. I mean, it kind of already still does, but it's fine. It works for me really well. And then I made sure to get all the critical, the double, like both and twice the fun. I got the pinning shot, and I got the soft spot. So that's how I built my solo character. Here's a solo build that gives like a more well-rounded solo character. And I didn't talk about these earlier. I want to really quickly talk about these. I want to show that this right here, it's glitched just like in the resources tree with the stone. So you do need 4 points in this one to get this, but these give you extra blueprint points. The reason I don't get these right here, both of these give you an extra 3 blueprint points. The reason I don't do these is because after level 40, you'll still get blueprint points. And you level up fairly quickly just by playing the game. So I never really found myself struggling even as a solo. I lied. I should say I rarely found myself struggling for blueprints as a solo. And I just could like go kill a few more wolves or something and level up really quickly and then get those blueprints, you know? So I didn't personally feel like these were necessary to get in the solo tree. And I just didn't get this one because I'm pretty sneaky as is, so I didn't feel the need to put it in here. But if you want to put another point in the solo tree, make it 23, go for it. But yeah, goes all the way down to, gives you 25% weight capacity for this one, which is very nice. This one helps you carry buildings, so like you'll be able to move a lot easier. My solo character, it's really hard for me to move, and I can only bring like small shacks with me everywhere I go. I can't bring big buildings. And then you need both of these for the hunting yield, but it's better than it's 50% too. It's way better than the ones in the actual hunting tree, the 15% bone yield. So you need to put 3 talents in to get 30% bone yield, and 3 talents in to get 50% meat. Like, that's no. So solo, if you want to get more out of your hunting, this is the way to do it if you're solo. And then, so resources, I didn't go down and do resources really. I just got the weight capacity, and that's just how I built this one. It's because I put so many points into solo, I didn't have much to put in, and I put a lot into combat because you have to survive somehow. You have to survive bears and wolves and polar bears even. Like, you can't not have any points in combat. So I kind of just went with three here, and then I got the health and stamina to get the little extra, and then I got the stamina here, or health and movement speed to get a little extra, and then the stamina here. What you could do is, since you have it up here already, you could get rid of these 6 and these 3 and put them in resources if you would prefer that. I just built it like this because I wasn't able to get down here in the cooking and farming, so it gives you less stamina not being able to have stuff in your stomach and less health. So that's why I went with the extra health, extra movement speed, and the extra stamina. But if you, I mean, I'm not even saying that that's the better way to do it. Maybe resources would be the way to go. Like I said, I built mine like this, so I got the resources a little bit. So anyway, yeah. All right. Now moving on to the team builds. The first team build I have for you is a hunter-based build. By the way, this is a 4-man team that I have built. I have 4 team builds for you. They are supposed to collaborate with each other in a 4-man team. Obviously, if you have a 3-man team, you're going to have to sacrifice some of these talents or sacrifice one of these builds to get what you're going to need out of this. Or if you have more people, you can use more talents in the tree, have more people get more talents and down the trees and stuff like that. But anyway, I have a 4-man team build for you right here. The first one is a hunter. We have the dense packing, 3 of them, health and movement speed for exploration. Hunting, he's a hunter. He's going to have the hunting talents. So since he's down the hunting tree, we gave him the armor sets. He's going to be the one to be able to craft the ghillie armor and the polar bear armor. Only one on the team that's able to do that. Got the stamina, obviously down to this stamina too, and the increased movement speed while crouching because he's a hunter. So we want him to be able to stalk his prey easier. Increased stamina regeneration after taking damage. So that's very useful when you're always hunting animals. If you run into a bear or something, you know. I got this one over the leather breakdown, turning leather into rope, because this is a team build and all other 3 builds have this one. So even though he's gathering all the leather, anyone else on the team will be able to break it down for him if he needs a rope on the spot, you know? So that's the explanation behind that. And then I have the strong shoulders, increase movement speed while carrying the corpses, because I don't know if you use skinning benches or not, but if you're using a skinning bench, that'll be useful. And then I got the health bars. That's mainly the reason I got this one, was to get the health bars, because I was explaining that earlier. I got the 10% leather yield just to get the other stamina down here, and it also made me get without a sound, but I needed that for the armor sets anyway. Alright, moving on to construction. I have nothing. Combat, I personally went with bows, but however you prefer to hunt. For your hunter, I would not suggest firearms, only because you need a hunter at all stages in the game, tier 1, tier 2, especially tier 1 and tier 2. That's like the main times you need hunters. So really, you're not going to get firearms until tier 3 and tier 4. So you want to stick with bows, spears, or blades. I would say bows or spears for hunters. My suggestion. I went bows. I put 23 points in bows because he's a hunter. He's going to have to... I mean, if you want him hunting polar bears to get you your armor, you're going to want him to survive, you know? Because if he dies and you have to go out there and hunt the polar bears... or like just like get past the polar bears to revive them, yeah, you might have all kinds of team issues, so you want to avoid those issues. I put 23 points in the bows. I personally like to go the damage route, so I went damage, 2 in the movement speed. I did cheaper bow crafting, so you can give your teammates bows for less resources and stuff. Arrows, same. Chance to craft double when crafting arrows, 10% chance. Every 10 arrows you craft, you get an extra one. Durability, so when you craft all your teammates' bows, they all have maximum or 15% more maximum durability. And then you go down here and get... I only was able to get 2 of the 3 here and 1 of the 3 here, but you still get the 15, 5, and 10% critical with the 15% chance to shoot the arrow, or two arrows, and then 5% chance to immobilize. You get the homing arrows, and yeah, so pretty much you're a hunter, to say the least. And I guess my builds are pretty damage based, so if you don't want to go super damage based, that's on you. But I prefer to stay alive. Everything goes so smoothly when everyone stays alive. So that's why I built it like this. Moving on to, I made this one pretty much an indestructible force, I would say. I put 30 points into firearms. This is like for like boss fights mainly, but it's nice for any time you're going to complete your objective. This is one a build you could probably do without if you're a 3-man team, but it will be harder to do boss fights. So yeah, just keep that in mind. This is a build you could probably do without, because you're not going to be able to do much until you get to tier 3 with this build anyway. But 30 points you get 48, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, but 30 of the 48 points going into firearms. I got all 10% chance. Every 10 bullets you shoot, you won't have to you won't consume ammo on one of them. You got 15% critical damage, and then you got the 30% chance that your firearm doesn't break. It repairs itself. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Survival, I got the dense packing. I got the robust explorer for the health. Got the movement speed. Hunting, I went down to the stamina. Got I got the leather breakdown without a sound and careful Skinner, and then a 3. Nothing in construction. Alright, for our next build, I built a resource gatherer for the team. So right here, I have the dense packing as I always do. I actually went down and got the second dense packing as well for the inventory space, or the weight capacity, I'm sorry. And then I got the increased stone, because you're going to be mining a ton of stone. I got this one just so, I think, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got these two with the exotics. You could do reduced over encumbrance penalty, but I don't see a super useful need for that. This one would make me super mad if I was mining iron and I got stone with it. I'd be so upset. And then increase yield from oxide nodes I don't see being super important, but you could go with that one as well. But basically I got these 2 points so I could get down to this tier right here. I got this stone one so I could get the decreased ore weight. And I have the 10% of the metal miner, and I have the chance to break the ore instantly. So you'll be... Okay, so I just want to explain. I don't have any of the wood ones. I find wood gathering extremely, extremely easier than stone and ore gathering. So that's why I put everything over here in ores and stuff, and nothing in wood. Another one that might be useful is the wood breakdown. Unlocks ability to turn wood to sticks. I don't have that in anyone for the team. So you also might want to consider that when you're making your team builds. So I just want to point that out. Okay, exploration. Got these 6 health, movement speed. Always useful. Got the leather breakdown as I said I had with the staminas. Construction, tools, like I said. Pickaxe route. Durability loss on pickaxe, 15% wear rate. And then the mining radius, turned up the mining radius a little bit. And then I did get the wear rate on axes because you will be farming a lot. Like I said, I'm not a wood farmer. Like obviously I have to farm wood, but I find it easy to farm wood in the game, so I literally just use a stone axe the entire game. I don't even have the iron axe, the steel axe, the platinum axe. I don't have any of those unlocked just because of how easy I find it to get wood so the only 3 points I got for axes was the wear rate. Building, I got these 3 because I thought it would be useful in a team build to be able to help carry like a stone 2x2 around with you with like maybe a storage box and bedrolls and a campfire. Just it's very convenient to be able to wait out a storm away from home or go to sleep at night away from home. So I got those for that reason. Okay, and the last team player I have for us is the cook. And I also made him the repairman because I needed somewhere to dump talents in a useful place where I haven't put them in the team. And I thought, man, a 4-man team, they might have a big building, and it might be more useful for one person to repair it during the storm when it's wood than, all 4 of them coming back, stopping what they're doing during the storm, because you can go do stuff during. You can go mine during the storm. You can go hunt during the storm, as long as you find a cave nearby or a rock that you can mine under. So I made this. I figured the cook would be home a lot, be cooking, watching the food, doing all that. Obviously, if you're the cook, you deserve to have the extra space in your stomach if you're the cook. Okay? So, straight up, if you're a team player and you have a cook on your team, don't get mad when he gets this, when he wastes all his talent points, all 12 of them, to get his 13th one in this one. Okay? And then I also put the 14th one in this one so your grown food doesn't decay, which would be very useful for a team. Okay, so resources. I have dense packing. That's it. This one, I have these two, as I always do, for all of them. Hunting, like I said. The staminas. Leather breakdown. And, okay, so this one I did construction. If you don't feel like this is necessary, you don't have to do it. You can put them in combat. I put 3 points in blades because I had 3 extra points. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, well, he's got to defend himself too. Give him some attack speed with the knives. But, okay, construction. So what I did here, I did this build based off of the knowledge that he would be the only one repairing the house and everyone would be doing work in the storm. So I gave him the increased hammer speed, the increased extinguishing speed, maxed out, gave him the wear rate, and then this one's really cool. Once you repair a piece, it'll be resistant to wind for the next 10 seconds. Like, it won't take any damage for the next 10 seconds, I guess, unless it gets struck by lightning. This one, 25% chance to instantly repair building piece. Yeah, if you're the only one repairing. And then I got the water bomb and the repair bench, because in a 4-man team, I mean, like I said, we don't know what this is going to do, but it could be extremely useful down the road. And if you have your whole team built up already and no one has this, and then they put it in the game and no one has any talent points left, then, well, I mean, you're out of luck. Got to start a new character. Build a new one. So, that was my 4-man team. The Hunter, the Destroyer of everything as long as you're tier 3, the Resource Gatherer, and the Cook / Repairman. Good team of 4, if you ask me. If you have anything to say about the team of 4 that you don't like, or if I missed a talent that was really important, other than, I already know someone's going to get me, other than this one, just take it out of the repair bench. The repair bench isn't even in the game. You know, get it. But if I missed anything else, leave a comment below. Let me know. All right, moving on to the last build of the video. This is the Outpost build. So with Outpost, for those of you who don't know, it's a place you can go where you're not on prospect. It's not timed. Everything gets saved. Your buildings, all that. Everything gets saved. Complete ores that are mined get respawned. Complete stones that get mined or respawned. Trees that get chopped down or respawned once you leave the world and come back. All that kind of stuff. So basically you just get to build your fantasy world on this small little area. So that's Outpost. There's very little, there are storms, but they're not threatening. I don't believe they can even kill you. And there's wildlife, but it's not threatening wildlife. It's like deer and goats and stuff. So that's Outpost, if you don't know. So this character right here is specifically built for Outpost. I have the dense packing, as you need. I don't imagine you'll be getting exotics in Outpost. I got the wood, ability to turn wood into sticks. Chopped wood is automatically added into your inventory. I never actually talked about this when I was talking about resources, but I feel like this would be extremely good for Outpost. You don't have to be picking up wood all the time. And then decreases the wood weight in your inventory. Decreases the stone weight in your inventory. You're going to be carrying wood and stone for days in Outpost with these. And ore, because I got the unburdened. And you're going to get iron out the wazoo, because you got up to 20% iron yield. And you're going to be mining all that quickly, because 1% chance to break the ore deposit while mining. So, you know, you're going to destroy all that ore and carry it all and build your base in one trip. Not really, I don't know. It just depends on how big your house is going to be, but, you know. Exploration, I got movement speed, because that's going to be useful. Stamina, that's going to be useful. I didn't get health, obviously, because why? Are you going to chop a tree on yourself and kill yourself? I hope not. Combats, I did not get. So, and solo, I did not get. So, construction, because I thought about doing solo, but one, like for movement speed, so you could, if you're going to be solo outposting, because you can bring your friends in Outpost, but if you're going to be solo outposting, you can just put 2 things in movement speed instead of 3. Same thing with stamina. So you can get 2 extra talent points for this if you want. For this, you can put them in the axes if you want. Reduce wear rate of axes. And I got, for the tools, that's what I got, the 3 in the reduce pickaxe durability loss, because, like I said, I value pickaxes way more than axes in this game. And then building, I got the discount in building instead of the carrying, because I figured in Outpost you'd be crafting your building where you want to build. You wouldn't be moving your building. So I figured that this would be more important if you getting the 25% discounted wood, stone, concrete, and glass. Because in Outpost, I would assume you're trying to build better, higher tier buildings. And that's pretty much what it's for, is for building up your tier without having to worry about getting off the prospect before your character dies. So, those are the 7 builds I have for you. And that, I believe, is everything I have for you about the tech tree. Lots of information I gave you guys, so if you have anything to say, if I missed anything, I'm sure I did. There's so much to it. But if I missed anything, leave a comment, let me know. If you liked the video, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Icarus gameplay. I plan on posting more YouTube videos of Icarus in the future, so subscribing, liking, and commenting will further encourage me to do it quicker. But yeah, I got a couple more video ideas I'm gonna try and get out, see how they go. I haven't done this in a while, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm rambling on. I'll see you guys in the next video.